It's right there, look. Look in the camera. Look, there you go. Oh, right next to, look at that. There's Cairo right there. See, she's little. It's not like she's a big. There you go. What's going on? And thank you for Tammy becoming a Megazoid there. Hey, did you guys... Did any of you that are in Patreon see the post in Patreon? Because I go there and I see it sitting there. Did anybody see it? Because I went live for about 3 hours just... I mean, it wasn't like entertain... I don't know what you'd call it. I was just putting a video... some video clips together for the DJ Ficky case. So you can't see it in there, huh? Well, I can see it. How come I can see it in there? I can just see it sitting there and it's posts and there it is, available for everybody to see. I'm not sure how to fix that for you guys. The last one worked, right? Okay, you can see it. I think you just have to go to where the posts are, everybody. I don't know what... Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it, is I post in the YouTube... yeah, like, let's see. The YouTube community section, I do a post just for specific members. I can do it for all of them or different levels, okay? And then in Patreon... I just have everybody in there on the same thing at this point. Okay, so you did see it in there. So how come some people can't see it? How come you, what happened to, unhide Wombat Dundee? Why did you hide Wombat Dundee right there? They just said no. You need to go fix that, whatever you just did there. Okay, thanks. Jesus. Hey, did you get the post? No, you're blocked. Wow. Okay, you're back. You're fixed there, Wombat Dundee. Man, that's a hardcore mod crew there. Hey, did you get the post in Patreon? No. You're removed from the channel. Hey, wait, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yeah. Well, you're back. Yeah, I don't know if you get notifications. I don't know how that works in Patreon. I don't know. I guess what I could do is make a secondary post on YouTube and say, if you're a Patreon member, okay, here's how it works. Do you think this would work? So I make a post that's just for specific tiers in the community section of YouTube, but then I make a second post that's open to everybody, and I say, hey, if you're a Patreon, check your email or something. I don't know. That just seems like a lot of extra work. I mean, why don't you... I don't know how to get that fixed in Patreon. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe I had something set wrong the first time and check it now. Yeah, maybe. Sassmere, that's what we're going to go over. That's why I did a video. Thanks. Yeah. God, you guys are so impatient. My God. Slow, calm down a little bit. Yeah, so they in Ohio there, near Cheryl Coker. It's not, right near, but it's a hour and 43-minute drive to get there. They found a body, and who knows? Remember, they found that one body, but it seems like they're pretty interested in this one. More so than the pedophile that they found. That one time, you remember? Yes. Now, gimme, want, have, take, gimme. Yeah, well, here's the thing is, there's 2 roads that they blocked off way out here on highway, it looks like 130, and then there's a, they blocked off CH and D road, which is this one right here. I mean, their numbering systems out there are absolutely crazy. I have no idea. And then there's another one right over here that they blocked off. And this road is, hold on, Dixon Run Road. So for some reason they blocked this one off. So they probably, what they did was they blocked off right there so nobody could turn off. And then they blocked off right here probably, or basically right there. That's where I would set the roadblock, right here. Okay, because the only way to get there would be to take this. You'd be driving down, and I guess you'd pull in this lane, drive across, come down, and then you'd want to go that way. But if you block it right here, you can't come from here or there. I guess maybe you could put one here to make sure that these people can't drive up there. And then you're just left with houses. But then again, then you got this one. I mean, at a certain point, you kind of have to take your chances. But what's weird is the body must be somewhere in here somewhere. And look at the straight shot. So you got this road right here. It goes all the way up like that same highway, right into the Dayton area where Coker lived. She lived right here. Cheryl Coker. And that's the case where the husband likely is the killer, but has been able to skate by. The police have considered him the only suspect the whole time. But they just don't have... It's very similar to Fotis Dulos, in my opinion. It's almost like the same case. The only difference is all of the YouTubers didn't pick up on this one. Like they do on every other case. I was just listening to one just yesterday explaining they started their true crime career on the Chris Watts case, and that it was the most incredible internet sensational case that's ever been, and I was just lucky to be part of it. Oh God, I literally almost puked when I heard that. So let me get this article out right here. Especially since we live in the no Chris Watts zone. Okay? Right there. Alright? Thanks. I'd be ashamed if I told somebody, oh, I started my big time career on YouTube on the Chris Watts case. I'd actually be, it'd be, especially the ones that covered it over and over and over again for months. Even after it was over. I mean, they're still covering it today. I would just be like, yeah, I mean, if I did mention it, I'd say something like this. I know, I'm ashamed. Unfortunately, I started covering true crime on the Chris Watts case. I apologize. Okay. So here's the story right here. It says, children find human remains in Jackson County, Ohio. I think Sassmare is the one that found a story and sent it to Jules, and then Jules sent another one, so I have 2 different ones here. Human remains were found Saturday morning at home in Jackson County, Ohio. Sheriff Ted at a home. So it's weird that they were just found like at a home. I don't know what that means. Sheriff Ted Fraser says a father called 911 just before 11:30 saying his children had found that what looked like human bones. No identification has been released on the remains. No, I didn't go to bed. I usually go to bed around 12 or 1. Somebody sent me this and I was like, God, this is interesting to me. Let's see. Sheriff Frazier says the remains have been sent to the Montgomery County coroner for autopsy and positive identification. Investigators have closed off CH and D Road around Dixon Run Road. So they closed off CH and D Road. That's not two different roads. It's just the name of the road. And around Dixon Road. Oh, so they closed off CH and D Road around Dixon Road. So not and. So I think what they're just saying is it's near that spot so that you could, people that are from the area. Like, how does that work? What do you think they're saying when they say, oh, I see what they're, that's over here. I think I got this wrong. Okay, so here's Dixon Run Road, and perhaps it continues over here. Let's see. Does it? Yep, Dixon Run Road. There we go. All right. This makes more sense. So it's actually down here. See that? I don't care if I didn't have it right. Now I do. Okay, so around this area. Interesting. Wow, that's a little bit more remote seeming. You know, just really wooded. And let's see. So they blocked off CH. Let me just make sure that's working here. Okay. All right, now I'm confused again because earlier they had it running like this, but yeah, see there is CH and D road right there. You see that, right? So I think that's still what this road is. I mean, it keeps going, right? And then down here it merges into the other road right there that comes, that's well, now it's called Mining Haunt Road, but it actually, see that Dixon Run Road, and then it becomes Mining Hall Road. But I think when what they're talking about is that's the same thing to right there. So I would say right in this area they blocked it off, and they blocked it off so people couldn't go this direction. And then there's probably another block at some point, so somewhere probably right in here. That's just my guess at this point. What do you guys think? Yeah, well, it's hard. I'm sure there's homes here. They're just it's out in the middle of nowhere, you know. It could just be on their property, or, you know, I mean, it could even be, you know, this house or something right there. And they blocked off the road here because they didn't want anybody driving up. And then there's a house right there, right? Could be something like that. Oh, wow. They actually had street view there. So, I mean, look how wooded this is here. Somebody pulls over in the middle of the night, throws a body in there. I mean, it's dense. Okay, let's get back to that article though. Oops. Okay, and then coalition investigates human remains discovery. Investigators with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, along the investigators of Gallia County Sheriff Matt Chaplin Office, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. See, that's kind of interesting that the FBI is involved. And Jackson County Coroner Dr. Alice Frazier are currently at a site on the CH and D Road near Jackson, investigating the discovery of human remains. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office received the call at 11:24 a.m. Saturday, so today, earlier in the day. Here, let me turn this down. So it was earlier today at 11:24 a.m. Saturday morning from a father stating that his children discovered what they believed were human bones. The remains will be sent to the Montgomery County Coroner's Office in Dayton and then to the Ohio Bureau of Investigation for DNA analysis to discover the identity. I mean, that's weird because it sounds like they're thinking they know who this might be. And they're going to immediately bring it in for DNA analysis to figure out who it is. Doesn't that seem a little intriguing right there? Just the speed at which they're going to just send it right in. And I don't know. For me, that's interesting. I don't know if it's Cheryl Coker, but at the same time, Cheryl Coker's been a big story. The FBI has helped out in that one. It's not... So it could be that they found something that they went, whoa. We think we know who this is. Let's quickly test this. And it's on a straight line. Now, here's the thing. You know, Mr. You know, I don't know what... I forgot his name. Is it Bill or something like that? The husband? He... you know, he was in the area. There wouldn't have been time to drive out there prior to him being seen on surveillance wearing all black walking around. But maybe he just went home. Okay, it was Bill. All right, cool. So he makes it home. And then he, you know, wearing that outfit he had. And then that's when he does the drive. I'd like to know who picked up the kid at school that day. Now here's the thing. If he got home at 11, God, that's so interesting. Here, look at this right here, because it's an hour and 43 minute. I actually looked it up on Google Maps. So there you go, Jackson, Ohio. There, it was from their house specifically, using the GPS coordinates. It was an hour and 43 minutes. Okay, so the round trip would be 3 hours and 26 minutes. Okay? So, if their kid has to be picked up at school at like 3:15, 3:30, something like that. Well, that's absolutely perfect for this scenario right here when, let's see, let's go to the house. I have times on here. So 10:51, the car is seen here, I guess, leaving or something like that. And then on surveillance, it makes it over here at 10:52. You know, so like a couple minutes. I mean, it sounds like 1 minute, but who knows how accurate that stuff is. But anyways, 10:52, a man in a hoodie exits towards Burkhart. So he walks towards the street. And then I would say a walk home from there would take, gosh, probably only at the most 15 minutes. I mean, let's just do a rough, just a guess on one of these streets. So go like this, you walk here for a little bit, cut down on this one, go like this. There's these other pins are where people saw him. So you go like that, down, get over there, in there, and then up, right to the house. And let's see how far that is. That's not even a mile, okay, everybody? That's 0.88 miles. So you could probably walk that mile in less than 15 minutes. Or 0.88 miles. So it's about quite a bit less than a mile. And just think about that. You get there and it was 10:51. You drive over here to the mall, you get there at 10:52, you get home by 11:10. Then you get in your car and you drive, and you could literally get to there and back way before your kid gets out of school. All he has to do is go home, spend 10 minutes there or so. Let's say he left his house at 11:30, right? Well, he could have left for 3.5 hours, and then it's 3 o'clock. All right? And if he had to pick her up at 3:30, I mean, it makes sense timing-wise that he could actually have done that. Yeah, he did walk that. He did walk back there. They have him on surveillance walking away. And then they have... Well, so here's what we have. We have him on surveillance walking from here to there, right? And then later, a man witnesses him walking right here down this street. And then surveillance picks him up at the school here on 3 different cameras. walking by right like this to the backyard of the Coker's house. Okay? It's really obvious stuff. That is Bill Coker. There is no doubt. Okay? No chance in hell that's not him. Yeah, so that gives him time. So, you know, it could be a lot of different people, the body. I mean, there's so many people that are missing out there. It's just, it's not that far away, but it's far enough away where he would take her, where it's just nowhere near his house, right? But it's sort of a convenient straight shot on one highway. As a matter of fact, when you look at that image that I have here, it's literally, you just take, what was that? Via US 35 East all the way. And it's an hour and 43 minutes. One way. And of course, that's based on the time of day. So even if you made it 2 hours, you definitely could be back by, so if you left at 11:30, you're back at 3:30. And you're just going to go pick up your kid at school and everything's normal. It's perfect. No, whatever it is, it works, Joan. Okay, but anyways, it's 30. You take Highway 35. Yeah. See, it's this highway right there. See, it goes 35 all the way. And then, let's see. So right in this area, you kind of would keep driving like this, and it's still 35 right there. And then at some point, I think right around in this area, right here, it's still 35. You can still see 35 on the thing right there, right? And then down here, and then there's like a Highway 2 down here. But yeah, 35 goes right there. See, goes right exactly by the area, and then right here you would take this exit and go on to CH and D Road, perhaps, you know, whatever it is. But most of the drive is on Highway 35, and then you just take this exit here, or however you get off of there. Let's see, you'd be driving on here, take that same exit that we were talking about, then you would take a left there, and then a little bit of a right, and then back onto that, and then all the way down to this area where it says it runs into Dixon Run Road. I guess it changes names like randomly right in this area, but I think that's what they're talking about, because that's where they intersect. Okay, excellent. And this is, People Magazine just put out something on them yesterday. I just saw this. I just found this thing.
Very bizarre. I mean, there's no other cases like this that we can recall where...
Oh, look at that. They're doing a made-for-TV movie. Everybody should check it out. And by the way, Larry and Kay are going to be on... what the hell's the name of that... you know, what are those dates? Dr. Oz on Tuesday. I said, well, how did it go? They said, oh, he was great. So I go, okay, I just, you
know. Somebody disappeared and never came back.
I had called all day, but no one answered.
Man, we got to watch this damn thing. When's it on?
And she don't go anywhere without her phone. But then we found her car.
I've talked to a couple
of
these
these. Something
people.
bad had happened. She would never leave her daughters.
Surveillance showed a man getting out of that car and walking away from the parking lot.
I don't think many people...
Parking lot.
Look at
showed a man
See
getting
that right
out
there?
of that car and walking away from the parking lot.
I don't think...
And walking away from the parking lot.
I got to see how that guy's moving. That looked like better footage than what we ever got to see. Here, hold on. I'm gonna capture this over here.
Surveillance showed a man getting out of that car and walking away from the parking lot.
I don't think
On my damn. Hold on. My little outline thing.
And walking away from the parking lot.
I don't
Surveillance showed a man getting out of that car and walking away from the parking lot.
I don't think many people
Yeah, it was funny when he was saying that right there. That wasn't what they were showing, right? At all. What they just showed there was the man walking behind the house, not at the parking lot.
knew about the swinging.
That kind of shocked people.
Did some type of love triangle cause a serious conflict?
Oh, that guy?
Or is there somebody out there preying on women?
We got to figure out what's going on, and we got to find her.
Did you kill her?
That's hilarious. Because we've seen almost all those clips. Even that interview in the car. You remember that? Cheryl was heartbroken about the girlfriend. Okay, so this is the guy right there. You know, good old Billy boy there. And so they had a relationship where it was kind of open, a swingers relationship. But they made a promise that they'd never meet anybody and be with them. But Bill broke that promise and met somebody and decided, you know, it was like his new girlfriend. And Cheryl was just like, okay, I want a divorce. And after he said she wanted a divorce, you know, there was some weird comments like, oh man, I hope he doesn't kill me and things like that. And then he actually went on a trip to Florida with his girlfriend and the youngest daughter, and they had just came back. Like, I think that morning when she drove the daughter to school, and when she came home from school, she made a couple of comments on social media, and then she disappeared from the face of the earth. Yeah. So let's go back in time and look at some of this stuff. Oh yeah, this was the when they found that other body. I actually have that clip. That was a little bit closer actually, but they found a body, and it was somebody had murdered a pedophile. And I was thinking to myself, boy, I bet the police get right on top of that one. That's really something they want to solve right away. That's top priority there.
Mystery. Police say 46-year-old Cheryl Coker was last seen October 2nd dropping her daughter off at school, and she has not been heard from since. Only on 2 News reporter Kristen Eskow spoke tonight with Coker's daughter.
Mark, Cheryl Coker's daughter tells me she used the Find My iPhone app to try to track down her mother's cell phone. That brought her to this parking lot on Burkhart Road, where she found her mother's car with that cell phone and her purse locked inside. She says she found that discovery especially disturbing since her mom...
Yeah, so her mom, she came home after dropping the kid off, makes it home, and then they found her purse and cell phone inside the vehicle.
Doesn't frequent any of the businesses on this side of the strip mall.
She's always been there for both me and my sister. It's just hard not having her.
After a week with few answers, Marisa Coker says it's hard to think about the possibilities of what could have happened to her mother, 46-year-old Cheryl Coker. Police say Coker was last seen the morning of October 2nd, dropping her other daughter off at school. Marisa says she last saw her mom the night before she went missing.
I was over there for about 3 hours. We were having a good time listening to music and everything.
Surveillance video shows her mother's car driving around this shopping center on Burkhart Road the day she was last seen, before parking near Clancy's Tavern. Motion-activated cameras turn off before anyone gets out of the vehicle. According to public records, Cheryl Coker had filed for divorce 11 days earlier. But her daughter tells me despite that, the 46-year-old crash technician wouldn't just run off or cut off contact with her family.
She wouldn't just ditch work too. She loved work and she loved being with family and friends and stuff like that. So with none of us hearing anything, it's very concerning.
Coker tells me her family is grateful for the support they've received from the community for helping raise awareness about her mother's disappearance. She says she's hopeful the search ends with a positive outcome.
There's no way she's alive when you have the car being dropped off at a shopping mall and then somebody else that's not Cheryl Coker getting out wearing all black. And then that person walks 0.88 miles, or whatever the hell it is, back to their house and then hides his face from some neighbors, then goes behind the house, get it seen on surveillance, and then goes in the backyard of the Coker's house. I mean, there's no chance she's alive right now.
It's very hard,
I wish I could say that,
especially being after a week, not knowing anything, not hearing anything. It's very hard to keep those good spirits and stuff, even though you try so hard to do that.
Yeah.
An Ohio BCI.
I'm not even sure there is any hope for that, though. That's the. I mean, tell you what, if she comes out somewhere, I'll be like, oh wow, that's a miracle.
It was a pretty bold move, but if you know James Brown, he is a very direct person.
Oh yeah, I think this is that interview. This is the interview.
William Coker had to say. He's the man we've been talking about a lot because he was in the process, I think, of getting a divorce with this Riverside. This man worked at Costco in the Centerville area, and so today James walked in and talked to him.
Yeah, you know, I got a message last night from a source saying, do you know Mr. William Coker works at Costco? I did not, and so I said, then and there, I was going to go today, and we had been looking for Mr. Coker for quite some time. We had been to his house numerous times. Sean Cuddy had been there. John Bedell had been there. So I went to Costco today, and lo and behold, I found him working.
Yes,
and I
said,
sir, can I speak with you for a minute? He was polite to me. He came up.
No, she's dead.
Do you know
she's
who I am?
dead.
And he said no. And I said, I'm James Brown from Channel 7. And I looked right at him, and I was on his right. And I said,
who cares if he said he didn't? God, of course
wife.
he's going to say that.
And he looked at me and he said, okay. And we continued to walk about another 10 or 12 feet where we stopped. And I asked him point blank, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of your wife? And he said to me, absolutely not. I loved her. And I went on to ask him, did you have anything to do with her disappearance? Again, he emphatically denied that. I talked with him about his teenage daughter, and I asked who would.
Hey everybody, the killer said he didn't do it. Okay, great, let's move on.
He said he did not know. He said there were things that he did not want to talk about over concerns that it might hurt his daughter. But he went on to tell me that she did a lot of things on the internet. And
meaning Cheryl.
Cheryl, the woman who has been missing for more than a month. And while we talked, I asked if he would speak on camera. He told me he could not do it today. He told me that he would do it tomorrow. But when I asked, why would anybody do this to his wife? He said he had no idea. He said no one disliked her. She was very friendly. She knew a lot of people. When I asked him how his daughter was doing, again, she's a teenager. That she was the last person to see Cheryl Coker a month ago this week. She dropped her daughter off at school. Right. He said that she was doing reasonably
I've seen the interview
well,
that you're talking about. Humanimal.
But then he followed it up by saying, we just want her to come home and we love her.
And another big question you asked, do you think she's alive?
Yes, I asked that, and he responded to me, we hope so. And again, repeated the fact that the family loved her and they hope she comes home. I would have loved to have gotten this interview on camera. I was respectful of him. He was in his workplace. He was respectful of me. But again, this is the first time that we have heard from him. And when I asked him when we would be able to talk, he said he would talk with me tomorrow, Friday, and he would talk on camera. But then when I pressed him for a time frame, he would not answer. So I am hoping tomorrow, as we finished up our conversation, we shook hands, and I told
no, I don't.
I told William, I said,
I don't
sir,
find it interesting at all.
There's a lot going on in this story. There are a lot of questions that people have. This is an opportunity for us to hear you. And he looked right in the eye, like you and I looking at each other right now, and he shook his head, and he said, yes, we will talk tomorrow. So I'm hoping that interview does come. But I think at this point, with all of the questions and all of the assumptions, rumors, and so forth, keep in mind, investigators all along have told us that even with her filing for divorce, they never thought that had any sort of direct correlation, any sort of impact on her.
I guess I don't really know what you're...
To give you a little more backstory, today we got a list of...
I mean, I see what you're saying, but let's see. You're saying that Coker said... I mean, he was asked... let's see. Ah, crap. I have to go back up to the other one. William Coker, you call him Will, you must be good friends with him, comes to an interview a few days after Cheryl went missing, was asked, did you kill her? And he said, no, I didn't. Not, don't say she is dead. We don't need to find her. I don't think that's weird at all. It's just, if somebody said to me, if my wife was missing and somebody said, did you kill her? I'd say, no, I didn't. I wouldn't say, well, how do you know? That's too logical thinking when somebody contacts you in an emotional moment. You don't have the wherewithal. Nobody can do it like that. Like, oh, yeah. Wait a minute. You're saying, did I kill her? And wait a minute. Wait, how do you know she's even dead? I think she's just missing. I just think that's how people would respond. Okay? To me, that's not one of those weird sort of, oh, you caught him, sleuthy moments, anything like that. It doesn't have that feel to it.
Several places that Riverside police have searched.
Correct.
In different warrants that they've gotten, they've searched the cell phones of both Cheryl
No, that's
Coker
what you
and her
think
husband, William
he
Coker,
should have said,
homes,
you manimal.
bank accounts, a lot like that. What we know up to this point is that there was a video, as you said, she dropped her daughter
Apparently he
off
was
at
good at
school,
martial
and we had
arts.
video of her vehicle at pulling into a shopping center. We know that inside there was her wallet, her phone, her purse. We cannot be sure that she was the one driving the car. The video doesn't show that. Now we know there's a second piece of video, but we don't know where that is or what that shows. At this point, police have not ever named a suspect. They've never arrested anybody, and we want to be very clear about that.
But I think he killed her
we have a
for
lot
sure.
of
I mean,
questions. A lot of
it's
people have
really
a lot of
obvious
questions.
to me.
And again, I expressed to him I wanted to be
Yeah, it doesn't
respectful
stand
of
out
him
to
in
me
his workplace.
because that's not one of the it's not one of the things
and
that
I wanted to make sure that he had the opportunity to speak.
I mean, like seriously, honest to God, everybody, if your spouse was missing and somebody walked up to you and said, "Did you kill her?" Your first response was, "Hell no, I didn't kill her." Not, "What do you mean? I think she's still alive." I think you'd be more suspicious if somebody said that. That means you overthought it. You were planning for that question to be asked. Because a natural response is, "Hell no, I didn't kill her. What are you talking about?"
And I know he's spoken with law enforcement. They have.
I'll tell you what, if I ever hear somebody answer the way you wanted to, I'll then think they're a criminal.
$4,000 that he said was in their home that disappeared before she disappeared.
So thank you.
Where that money went,
I'll now be thinking about that next time.
We don't know.
And we found out this week.
No, I don't think it's a
eerie
slip at all.
text messages that
I think that's
Cheryl
just how
Coker
people
sent
answer.
some coworkers. She had said that she thought her husband was aware of the fact that she wanted to get a divorce.
Because he had been served papers. Yeah.
And then she said, "So I'll be there tomorrow if I'm not dead," or something.
Did you kill her? Hell no, I didn't kill her.
Certainly very eerie.
What do you mean?
That's what we
and they
know
say, well,
at this point. And
you know,
so, yeah,
I'm just asking. And then you would get into the, well, I think, she's missing or something. But your first response is going to be hell no.
We'll keep you updated on whether Mr. Coker does agree to talk on camera.
And someone is asking, and I don't want you to have to read into this, but did he say loved her in past tense? Someone is asking.
Yes, he did. He used past tense loved, and then
so there you go.
In our conversation loved present tense.
Maybe meant
so
something.
I was very clear, and I paid very close attention.
Maybe that
as
matters.
To what we
but I don't even think
earlier.
that matters that much either.
Loved versus love, and again.
You know why it doesn't matter? Because just recently, when Shane was being interviewed in the Broussard case, he said she was a great. He used those kind of terms. And guess what? He didn't do it. So some people say that in their minds they've resigned to something. And for example, how about this? With Kay and Larry, in the Rexburg case, Larry has said many times, man, he was such a great kid. Things like that. Okay? Because maybe in their mind they just have this feeling, past tense. Yeah, past tense. But that doesn't mean anything all the time. It's weird how people always make that mean something. It doesn't. It doesn't show a consciousness of guilt or anything. It could be an indicator, but when somebody says it, don't go, aha! Try to find other things too.
I'm sure your husband has said, I've loved you all my life.
Sure. Well, and it's been a month, no matter what happened, and that's a long time to be without somebody, truly. I wanted to read what Terry said. Thank you, James, for respecting the husband's wishes and not badgering him. Says a lot about you. And it's a hard line to walk to get some answers and some clarity in all of this while still being respectful.
I just think it's important. We've been at this a long time, and I've been in this business.
This guy looks like such a classic
I'm of the
TV
belief
guy,
that
man. He's just
I would
perfect.
want to treat somebody like they would
He
treat
should be
me
on
if they
national
were the reporter,
TV,
and
this
I was
guy.
the one that they wanted to ask questions to. At the end of the day,
he's like a little bit
we're
like
all
Chris
kind of
Hansen,
from the same
right?
cloth. I believe in respect. I believe in being upfront, as you said that at the very beginning. I'm not here to to hoodwink anybody. By no means is that the case. I just was at the point where we've talked about this for weeks.
This is from a while ago,
We need to
by
hear
the
from
way.
the husband. And then when I got
This
this tip last
interview
night
here.
that was at his place of employment, that's why I went there today.
Yeah, and Beth says innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely.
Indeed.
And we're not the police.
This
We're not
is from
accusing
November
anybody of
2018.
anything, but certainly he's a person very close to this case, and as we're asking questions, it's somebody we want to talk to.
So that's where we are in this case. And again, there are a lot of avenues that we take, and some people think that maybe we're overly aggressive
Hey, but Humanimal, this is just the way I think, okay? I respect the fact that you're out there, you're noticing things like that, but I can easily make I just don't agree with that type of analysis. A lot of times it leads to people believing somebody did something that they didn't do, but in this case, I already think he did it for a whole host of other reasons, and that conversation doesn't do anything else for me. Okay? So, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. So let me ask you something, Humanimal. That name's hard to say. I keep wanting to say human and then animal and then the other. The thing is let me ask you something. If your husband was missing for a couple days and then someone said, "Did you kill him?" What would your first response be? What do you mean? I believe he's missing, and therefore I won't answer that question. I just don't think anybody would do that. A moot point. Yeah.
in certain situations, but again, we have treaded lightly on this. Our reporters have, to be respectful of the family. I always say, try to put myself in their situation. Mm-hmm. If this was my family and my daughter hadn't seen their mother in a month plus, how would I react? So hopefully we will hear more from him tomorrow.
Yep. So I appreciate the information.
Sure.
We all were actually wanting to hear a little bit more about your conversation, and I appreciate you sharing that. We hope to hear more tomorrow.
We do.
See you at 11 o'clock tonight.
He's just so classic. Amazing. And here's something from, I'm not even sure who this is from, but I just found this. Let's see if we can see some surveillance here.
Riverside police have a suspect in Cheryl Coker's disappearance. Today, police telling News Center 7 for the first time that their suspect is indeed Cheryl's husband, William Bill Coker. Now to recap, the morning of October 2nd, Cheryl dropped off her daughter across the street here at Stebbins High School. About 7:25, she drove back home to Christie Avenue. getting there about 10 minutes later.
Yes,
She spent the next
definitely.
few
What does that
minutes
mean?
sharing posts on Facebook, and then at 7:45, all electronic activity stopped. Police have released to us first surveillance video we're going to show you right now.
See right there.
From the morning of October 2nd.
You guys walking.
It shows Cheryl's Toyota Highlander driving into the Kroger parking lot at Spinning and Burkhart at
And
about 10:52 that morning. A man dressed all in black with a hoodie pulled up walks north
Oh, look
toward
at
Burkhart.
That was exactly what I said, right? What did I tell you? What time did I say he'd get back to the backyard there? Look at that. That is crazy. That is crazy. That's nuts. Look at this. So I said a minute ago that right here you've got 10:52 and then about, what, 15-minute walk home. And so 15 minutes would make it, let's see, what, 11:07, right? Right, 11:07, and that would be all the way to there. Unfortunately, I think I was off by 3 minutes, because right there it says 11:10. Okay, so it's pretty close, all right? So it's just a walk, and he makes it right back there at 11:10, and then he probably had everything in the car ready to go. He comes home, changes clothes, drives a vehicle away, dumps her body, and he had a long time. He probably even timed it out. If I get back home at this time, that means I can have a maximum range of 2 hours, maybe in one direction, and then I can get back and then pick her up at the school. All right? Yeah, it's weird. It's just like the Doulos case, though, Ada. You know, like, remember that show we did on the Doulos case where we went through every damn thing that he did? With the cars, that whole trip that they took, everything. I mean, he was guilty as hell after that thing. But they still didn't arrest him because they were waiting for that one other piece of information. Yeah. So look at that. That was 11:10 right there.
Part. And at the top of the screen, you can see him.
You know what I would love? What they should do is take the clearest version of that, and then with surveillance, film William Coker walking, and see if you can get a sort of like an anthropologist analysis if that's the same person walking with the same gait.
Now, he was also seen 20 minutes later, the same figure from Spinning Hills Junior High. There are 4 surveillance camera angles. We're showing you the best one.
Now look at this.
This person walks behind the row.
Oh, they're a little bit behind there. But look at this guy. This is him later at, so what time is this? So this is 10:08 at night. He's going into, like I think a Walmart or some shit like that. And look at that. He's got all black on again.
Of houses on Christie Avenue and stops behind the Coker residence. There is no surveillance video of this person jumping the fence behind the Coker residence, but police point out there are other surveillance cameras in that neighborhood and that none of them show this person again. I did ask police why William Bill Coker is their suspect. Is Bill Coker your suspect?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is Mr. Coker your suspect?
Boy, you really hesitated there.
Based on a lot of the information that we have, a lot of it we can't discuss, but the facts and the evidence surrounding this case makes him our prime focus at this time.
There was also another piece of surveillance video you may have seen there.
I wonder how they're going to pull off the show. I mean, because the only way to make a show is to literally say and point to Bill Coker as being the killer, right? I mean, it's like there's no other options.
That same night that Cheryl Coker was reported missing, Bill Coker went inside Kroger and bought groceries.
Yeah, you already showed that.
It doesn't show much else, but when he turns around to walk out of Kroger, police have pointed out a visible injury above his left elbow. Now, police also released a 911 call this morning, and Mike Campbell is here with me now. And Mike, you're going to talk about this 911 call and what we hear in that.
Exactly right. Thank you, Cheryl. And Riverside Police telling us this morning they have moved slowly and methodically throughout this case and plan to continue to do so. And one of the things that they did today, in addition to showing us that video where you see a man step out of the car parked in the Kroger lot and walk away from the car and then walk through the neighborhood, captured by cameras at Spinning Middle School, is that figure with the black pants, the black hoodie pulled up, and apparently wearing white gloves. Well, police also told us they have a witness in the neighborhood that actually saw that same man walking around. Listen to what he told 911 dispatchers when he called to report that figure.
There was a guy dressed in black hoodie on, and as he walked across in front of me, he hid his face. So
he hit his
I
face.
made a circle around the block, and he was coming up Spring Guard, and when I met one time, he put both hands over his face.
And we did ask detectives if they
shit
believe
right
the
there.
man in that hoodie is William Coker. They didn't answer that directly. However, they did point out that the person that was seen walking away from the Kroger and walking through the neighborhood on those school cameras certainly was familiar with the neighborhood, seemed to be very familiar with his route, and that the last time they spotted that figure was basically at the backyard of the Christie Avenue Coker home, and that he wasn't picked up on any other video. And detectives tell us also that William Coker told them that he was home at that time, and so they're not understanding why someone else would walk right up to the back of the property if it in fact was occupied and there was a car there in the driveway, that type of thing.
Yeah, no way. No way. That's crazy. Yeah, so you guys remember this is the parking lot. So, you know, we should just, I'm just going to do a street view level drive to the mall. It's really quick and easy. So here's right here. This is the Coker's house is, I believe, I think it's this one right here, actually. This one. And if you notice, look at, right now it's a one-lane driveway in that shot, right? But this is an older image. If you take and get rid of, let me pick a different month. I'll go to like 3, I can't see it there. Right there. So this is July 2018. So now it's a double wide driveway. Okay, the 3D version is from year, you know, maybe 2015. So they extended the driveway so 2 vehicles were parked there. See, now in this view, the driveway was extended out like that. So we'll go down to the street view here. And here's the drive. So as soon as he was ready to go to dump her car, he got all of his black... I mean, think how obvious this is. So you're at Coker's... Let's say it's somebody else. So why would somebody else go to Coker's house, put on all black, and then drive the vehicle a little bit of ways and then walk all the way back to that same house? Hey, thanks, Kevin Brown. I didn't realize this was a funny show, but hey, thanks, man. This episode. Thanks. Give me a... Are you guys battling in there? Just relax. Let's just focus in on the case, all right? It's that easy. All right, so again, you know, let's just start from right here. And we'll do the drive, and then we'll even go to the right parking spot. So it was this one. Where the hell is it? Right? Shit. This one. Right there, okay? So here we go. Gets in the car, drives down the road here, and I'm just going to follow the pink line, because that's what I have here. And then drives down this way. Looks both ways. That I didn't. I just got side swiped right there. And then take a left here. Down this way. And then a right. Oh, look at that. It's a what is that right there? It's a beta. So here is the ride that Bill Coker took. Right here, takes a left, and now, I mean, it's really short drive. It's not far at all. And then he goes down this way, and then I think he turns into the lot right up here, into the mall. And I think there's actually, yeah, they even went a street view into that road, into that direction right there. So you go in there. Let me see if I can turn, and there we go. Ah, it's just sometimes it's hard. Let me see. There we go. Now, ooh, there, I'm in the lot. Okay. I mean, this is crazy because this is exactly how the car drove on the camera. That it's almost like the the Google Earth guy went on the same route. Oh my God, Gray, you figured it out. The killer is a Google Earth driver. All right, so it drove down like this. I mean, it's insane, really. I mean, look at this. And then right here is where the car parked. Right there. All right, so let's try to do what William Coker is doing. So he drove to right here. Then he left the car with the, purse and the phone and everything in there. Then after that, he starts walking off this direction again. And it looks like I can actually do almost what he did again, because there's an exit right here. So he goes out and heads on out to the road here. And then starts going down this way, I guess. Wearing all black. And then at some point he takes a left. And he's just walking at this point. Wow. I'm having a hard time. Wow, look at this. The street view thing's up above my head now. How's that happening? Sometimes the arrows actually work better. There you go. Okay, so just because I don't know where I am right now, I'm going to exit street view, but you can still see where I was right there. Okay, so in about a little bit later, I'm going to take a left up here. So I'll go back to where I just was. That was right there. So I go past these different, I think there's apartment complexes or duplexes looking the same. Here we go. And then the next road after that, I don't think that's, nope, not that one. It's this one right here. You take a left. And now you're back into the neighborhoods. And then I'm going to get out again right there just to see where I am. Okay, so a right and a left. All right. And this is William Coker's route. Yep, and here we go. So somebody was outside, kind of like this guy, and he covered his eyes so the guy wouldn't recognize him. And you walk like that down this road right here. I mean, he's really exposed here, but he's wearing all black and he's kind of covering his face so the neighbors that he's probably seen a million times can't make out who he is. Oh, and look at that. That's weird. I could almost do what... That's crazy. I mean, this is the weirdest street view ever because it goes exactly where he went. So he went back here and then literally went... He just turned right behind this fence here. And then he went down that way. And there's 3 cameras back here. You can actually see him. I can actually go into the school parking lot and show you where the cameras are. Okay? But anyways, look at that. It went right to that fence right there, and you could see into there. But in reality, he turned. He went walking like this behind, and then went into the backyard here. I mean, isn't it just really obvious? I mean, who else would know exactly how to walk back to your own house? If some burglar was over at his house, I mean, that's sort of the main point, right? Like, a burglar goes to your house, takes your car and then drives and parks into a mall and then somehow knows how to walk back to your house randomly. There's no way in hell. A different way too, right? You'd have to know the area. So that's, you know, that's bullshit right there. Hey, Sean Beecham. Now, let's see if we can get into the... I don't know if I can get into the school parking lot. It might have just been that I could see, based on the surveillance footage itself, where the cameras were. But if you zoom in, you can. There are cameras that are over in that area. I don't think I can see them. I did determine where they were, though. Oh, that's right. You could see them on the... That was a camera there. And then there's another camera right here on the wall there. And then there was one under there. And all three of these cameras are the ones that filmed Coker walking by, William Coker walking by this way, heading towards their backyard. Probably walked over here, hopped over the fence, went back in, got in the car, and then drove Cheryl Coker miles and miles away. Hey, thanks, A. Malloy. So what do you guys think? I mean, when you watch the way I do the videos, don't you guys really have a great picture now of sort of like, wow, it's really obvious. And another thing too is she got up in the morning and drove her kid to school, and the school's over here, this high school, dropped her off, and then came home and made it home and was home at 7:35. Somebody that lives in the area said that they saw Bill Coker's car parked in the driveway too. Yeah, it's just so obvious. It's too bad some of the friends, you know, the people living there didn't have Ring doorbell cameras. Yeah, so again, the route was really simple. We just drove the whole thing, and even on using just Street View camera, it took us what, like 10 minutes at the most. So it was crazy. So it drove just like this, drove right into the parking lot exactly. I mean, it's amazing. If I actually grabbed the Street View thing, look at the line there. Look how similar the blue line is to the actual purple one. The reason I have it go out at an angle like that is somebody said that you could see them like they were almost going to park way over here, but then said, screw it, and drove further down like this. And really, they didn't put it here, perhaps, way up in this area, because they didn't want the car to be seen easily. If it's parked in the middle of a bunch of different cars, it's harder to see. It doesn't stick out, right? So back here, it's sparse. So they think maybe he drove like that. But look how crazy that is. The blue line goes even right into the parking stalls. There's no blue lines on any of these other ones. Just miraculously happens to be on these two right there. And then on the walk out, it's funny because he goes right at this angle, right on the blue lines again, and then all the way back. I mean, you couldn't ask for more on a Google Earth setup than that. And then if you go around in the front here, you can actually see there's a camera right there. And there was another one at, I think, underneath one of the, like the Clancy's Tavern had one. But this Street View here is from July 2018. So yeah, it should have, I don't know where it is right now. But they definitely used this one right here. The guy that, the computer network guy here, they definitely used that one. He was the guy that was on the news. Let me just see if I can find some more. I think this is one of the original. Well, no, maybe not. Let's see.
Also tonight, for the first time, Riverside police confirming that missing woman Cheryl Coker was murdered, and they believe her husband is the person responsible.
Also, for the first time, we're seeing a new video and hearing 911 calls that are helping police piece together the case. 2 News reporter Adam Reich live in the newsroom to break down the latest developments.
Cheryl Coker's body has not been found, and right now
Thanks,
William
Sean
Coker
Beecham.
is not under arrest, despite being named the one and only suspect in his wife's murder. Police shared what they could today, but remain tight-lipped on much of the ongoing investigation.
We're not sure where she's at. We're not sure where to start looking at right now. If we did, we would have done that by now.
Riverside police releasing new video in hopes someone, somewhere, will say something.
So I can't really talk about any type of timeline or what we're going to do, but all I can say is stress the fact that we are very optimistic and confident in this investigation.
3 hours after Cheryl was last seen dropping her daughter off at school, new video shows a person dressed in all black parking Cheryl's car in the Kroger parking lot and walking off. Roughly 20 minutes later, a 911 call from the Cokers neighborhood.
There was a guy dressed in black with a black hoodie on.
A hoodie, see, to block his face a little bit.
As he walked across in front of me, he hid his face.
And later, additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School
Oh,
showing
God,
that
that was really
same person
clear.
walking to the
Hold on.
Cokers
God, that was awesome.
backyard. Spinning Hills Middle School.
Walked in front of me, he hid his face.
And later, additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School showing that same person walking to the Cokers backyard. Additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School showing that same person walking to the Cokers backyard. William Coker has largely been uncooperative with police, but
black with a black hoodie on.
Can you guys even see that? Hold on, let me try
As he
that.
walked across in front of me, he hid his face.
Yeah, let me turn off. I gotta turn off some of these things that I have on here. Yeah. Okay, then I'm gonna turn off the zoom. There you go. All right. So I think this could be better. I don't know. It's weird how it's still cutting off the. Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, there's so much more on the screen over here. I'm trying to figure out what the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Wow, I had 3 different... Okay, see how you can see way more at the top of the screen now? And let me get rid of the stream boss thing really quick. Alright, so there's a hell of a lot more you can see at the top of the screen. So, let me rewind it.
Later, additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School showing that same person walking to the Cokers backyard. William Coker has largely been uncooperative with police, but admitted to being home during that time period. The last new video shows
That's
William
awesome.
at the same Kroger later that night with an apparent...
In front of me.
I'm gonna do some screen grabs of that.
And later, additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School showing that same person walking to the Cokers backyard. William Coker has largely been uncooperative with police, but admitted to being home during that time. Additional video from...
And as he walked across in front of me, he hid his face.
And later, additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School showing that same person walking to the Cokers backyard. William Coker has largely been uncooperative with police, but admitted to being home during that time period. The last new video shows William at the same Kroger later that night with an apparent elbow injury. My concern would be if I'm living in Riverside or in that neighborhood.
He hid his face.
And later, additional video from Spinning Hills Middle School showing that same person walking to the Cokers backyard. William Coker has largely been uncooperative with police, but admitted to being home during that time period. The last new video shows William at the same Kroger later that night with an apparent elbow injury. My concern would be if I'm living in Riverside or in that neighborhood, you've named a murderer living next door, but he's not in custody. So what would the next steps be?
We can't speak about what we plan to do. We have a game plan. We're going to continue to build this case until it can't be built anymore.
So again, William Coker named the murder suspect, but Riverside police
Yeah, hey,
did not
bonk bonk.
arrest him
You
at
know,
this time.
it's
They
cute
would
to
not
try to be
comment on
the
Coker's daughter
contrarian
or if she's
and whatever,
currently with
but
her father.
in this case, it doesn't work, all right? Do it on a different one, you know? This isn't one of those ones that it works on. All right? Let's see. It's pretty obvious. Okay, the guy was wearing all black. That's Bill Coker. He was at his house. Then he drove Cheryl Coker's car all the way to the strip mall. Then he walks back a different way, and that's only somebody that knew where Cheryl Coker lived and was familiar with the neighborhood would know. Went all the way back to the backyard, and then Cheryl Coker's never seen again. Okay, so it's really obvious stuff, and you know, talking about what the old man said and everything, he knew exactly what he was saying. He saw it. Right, but the guy was really saying what he saw, that the guy was trying to cover his face. And it's really obvious that that's what he was doing because he had a hoodie on, and then he knew, whoa, this person might actually recognize my face, so he kind of blocked his face. Okay? Real simple stuff. All right, let's see. Yeah, so that's him walking in the backyard by the... Yeah. Yeah, well, you always make kind of strange comments, Bonk Bonk. You never really try to contribute. You always sort of just, you know, and don't take never. That's just what I see most of the time. It's like, oh boy, here's Bonk Bonk. All right, sound good? All right, cool. Hey, thanks, Sean Beecham. Sean Beecham. Sion. No, it's Sion,
because
right?
I love you rolling on the floor laughing, see no evil monkey bear.
Wow, look at I have two Sean McLeods down there. How come? Oh. Or Kevin McLeod, I meant. Alright, now that's good. That's good. Now look at that. We're at 39.6, everybody. Moving up. Make sure you go out and share the channel. Get more people over here. Yeah, no problem. Joan Milano. Do you live there, Joan? Are you from the area? I mean, I haven't kept covering it every single day because I'm not one of those people, right? There's a lot more... When there's nothing to cover, you don't just cover it for the sake of covering it because you're just like the view count, like all the Chris Watts idiots, okay? It's really... What you cover are, you know, cases for... you know, okay, I'll admit I was an idiot on the... what case was that? What was the girl, the jogger again? My brain's not working. Molly Tibbetts. Okay, I remember before you type it in. Yeah. I was kind of an idiot in the Molly Tibbetts one because I was covering it, and then it just kind of like we were just covering it, and then every day we were just doing shows with theories, and then it just got dumb, and we started, yeah, just stupid. And then there's that one guy, who was that guy that called? Was his name like Chuck or something? This older guy, he was like, you know what he was? Whoever that was, I think his name was he Chuck? Is that his name? There's some of you that were here that whole time. Yeah, the red shirt shit was the red herring. George, there you go. That was right, George, okay. Yeah, George called it. Thanks, Patricia. There was a guy named George. I don't even think he was real. I think George is actually... He was sort of like the ghost of Christmas past, or, you know, something weird like that. That just kind of called in on a show a few times, and then he disappeared. But George, one time he says, you know, Gray, you should cover a whole bunch of these other cases right now. Because I was doing Molly Tibbetts for like, a week, it seemed like. And then he said that, and I was like, God, you're right. You're right, George. He was awesome. Yeah. And then I just moved on to something else. I mean, normally I just kept covering different things, but that one was intriguing, and it wasn't really, and it was interesting, everybody. And there's always some little thing every day, but, making a 3-hour show because they found that there was the left wrist watch was, I'm just making something up. I needed the money. Ooh, said Billy Boy Blue. Yeah. What was weird about Molly Tibbetts is the political angle that they
Gray rules
brought
and
in
he
after
needed the
that.
money.
It was weird. It's almost like the dad was like, oh, don't punish him too much because, she was like pro this and that. It's like, who the hell are you talking to? Man. That was a weird one. That's where I came up with the quote where I said, let's see. If you're driving down the street and you find a pencil in your lap, assume there's a dead librarian in your trunk. And that's because the idiot killer, he found, I think, what was it, earphones or something in his lap, and then he said, oh, the jogger must be in my trunk. What an idiot. Wow. That was the cue, not when you killed her and put her in there. The cue was that you were, yeah. Well, hey, Joan, since you're from there, do they keep covering this all the time, or what? What are they doing over there? I mean, it seems like there are different articles every once in a while, but not too often. And I remember at first, the family, I talked to them a lot, and they would give me information. And then when the big networks and everybody stepped in, they just quit talking to me. I can't stand that shit, man. It's like, you know what? There was people that were there at the beginning that were supporting, and then all of a sudden it's almost like they get an ego too or something. It's like, it's strange. I don't know. I wonder how they're going to do this show though. This movie on, I guess, People Magazine, aren't they on like IDTV or something like that? Let's see. So when is this playing? Okay, here it is. In a case examined in an episode of People Magazine Investigates, airing Monday, January 13th on IDTV. Yeah, there you go. Awesome, everybody. So that is on Monday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's the 12th. So we should watch that one. Monday at 10 p.m. Excellent. Hey, boo-boo. Tell the girl come to tell the chef. I don't really have one. Hey, Yogi. That's boo-boo. Yeah.
Grey Yogi Bear impressioner. Bear, see no evil monkey, smiling face with heart eyes.
People Magazine Investigate. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a video on YouTube of Alex Cox, the guy that seems like, he killed Charles for sure. There's a YouTube video from 2016 that somebody sent me in my email, where he's like doing impersonations. It was almost like it was an audition for something. It was weird. What does that mean, Gene Fish? Just out of nowhere. 25K for the pain. Hope it's worth it to the family. Zoink! I don't have a shaggy one. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if you watch my show, I think when we discuss Cheryl Coker, it's you know, whenever we go over it, by the time you're done, you know exactly why they think he did it, right? Now, they have a shitload more. They probably know what he bought when he went to that store, if it was anything related. They probably have other pieces of surveillance. They might even have it where there's a guy that's walking like him, but what does that really prove? They might even know that is him walking for sure. Like, there's no doubt. And then he goes behind the backyard. But that's not illegal to do. It's suspicious as hell, though, right? That the same guy... Well, here's what police probably know 100% sure. I bet they're 100% sure that William Coker is the one that dropped the car off at that mall, but they still can't prove that he did anything. They don't have the evidence that he killed her. Just that he dropped the car off with her purse, and that's incredible circumstantial evidence. And then he walks back, hiding himself, going back behind the house, along the fence line, and then into the backyard. Yeah, well, the body found today might not be connected at all, you know. I'd actually say the odds are it's not. However, I thought it was interesting that the FBI and things like that, you know, or the high-end organizations came in. And look at it like this. Look at how that's just this perfect straight highway route all the way down to there. Well, thanks, Nicole Kyle. Man, maybe I should do them more. Yeah, they have to be patient. Yeah, definitely. Like down there. Okay, so I'm going to go over it one more.
Love the impressions.
The theory.
Grey, red heart face with tears of joy.
Yeah, so let me just go over this. Hey, thank you very much, Nicole. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard to know what you're responding to, Gene, because you got to type in a full sentence again. Because that didn't even make sense to what I said. You know? What I'm saying, I don't like it. There's other cases like that, too, where I'm talking to people, putting out good information, and then they sort of go to the bigger people, and then you never really get to continue the information. They quit responding. But yeah, I don't understand what the 25K meant. Yeah, still doesn't make sense to me. All right, so I'm gonna go over really quickly again. Hey, thanks, Dottie O. Caspian Horses Rock. Do you actually own some of those? You know, we should have a show where you guys call in and tell us about who you are. You know what I mean? I mean, I guarantee it, a lot of you are a hell of a lot more interesting than I am in the real life. You know what I mean? Like, I fly fish and used to play soccer, used to be a really good basketball player and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, I'm not like some world, been to 1,000 different countries, that kind of thing. I've been to 4 or 5, but, you know. Yes, I bet you are interesting. You know, I bet there's some really interesting people in here. So maybe we should have a show like that. Yeah. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over this right here, just to do it like a quick rundown, and then even incorporate in the... Yeah. Thanks, Billy Boy Blue. He needed the money. Oh.
Love all the late night freaks. You guys rule.
All right, so would that make you guys call in if you did a show where you could talk about yourself instead of like on the spot about a crime or anything? I mean, hopefully you know about yourself, right? Okay, but you say sure, but would you be one that would actually dial in? Okay, everybody's like, yeah. You know, because every time I do a show and I go, hey, I'm going to open up the lines. Does that sound good, everybody? Everybody goes, yeah. And then about a half hour later, nobody's called in yet. No, that's not true, Vanessa. Yeah. Everybody isn't a narcissist. I actually think they should ban the word narcissist. It's like so overused now. All the social media super sleuthy people think they're so clever. Every time somebody says something that anybody has any confidence at all, oh, they're a narcissist. I guess what we should do is walk around with our heads down, our shoulders rolled, and just look depressed all day long. Okay? Because if you don't have confidence, you're not a narcissist, all right? So then you'll feel good. You'll be able to go to the groups and say, hi. Does anybody like me here? Okay. And everybody goes, okay, that person's definitely not a narcissist. Where's that narcissist? Hi, everybody. Now, the fact is that Cheryl Coker, oh my God, what a narcissist. What an asshole. He said that you know what I'm saying? All right. Just ban the word. Whenever you see somebody call somebody a narcissist, immediately question it. Just go, really? What did they do that made you think that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all they do. If you go to, there's a few YouTubers out there, you know, the Chris Watts wackos that keep talking about Chris Watts. Every 2 seconds, they call every single person out there a narcissist because they want to sort of, you know, and here's the thing, everybody. Guess what?
My hamster
Guess what, everybody?
loves you winking face with tongue.
Chris Watts wasn't a narcissist, you idiots. Okay? He wasn't one. But you can call him that all day long because it sounds like it's so cool and neato. Okay? I would actually say that Shanann was more of one, if you were going to say that. You know? It's just really, it's amazing, everybody. So quit talking about it. Quit saying narcissist every freaking second. I'm almost going to have to put like a not symbol and then a little bit like the Chris Watts thing. But that'd be 2 different symbols just for that damn case. You know, no narcissist. Maybe like NCS, you know, I don't know, CCT or whatever the hell you'd spell it. I don't even give a damn. I don't even, man, that pisses me off. I had a comment like that on YouTube today. Let me see if I can find that thing. And then I'll go over the thing. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so when I had the show about Kanika Jenkins' vindication, she goes, FYI, it isn't about you, you narcissist. And the thing is I said, nobody said it was, idiot. Merely happy that after being trashed by fools like you, there is some level of vindication. Doesn't that sound great? Isn't that a perfect reply to that idiot right there? Isn't that awesome? I mean, look at that. FYI, it isn't about you. Narcissistic. Yeah, well, nobody said it was, idiot. Merely happy that after being trashed by fools like you, there is some level of vindication. God, it's awesome. There's really no reply for that. Let's see, what do we got up here? Any new ones? Okay, I worked in a restaurant for 3.5 years, and the door, yes, would close when you walked into the freezer. But there was a doorknob you could push to open the door. So how in the world could she walk up all those steps and through all those doors but not be able to push that knob? Well, it doesn't mean she wasn't able to push it, but she just may not have noticed or seen it because she was absolutely intoxicated. God, it's just people can't think. It's sad how she lost her life this way. She was young and had a whole life to live. Poor baby, gone too soon. That's a normal comment. There you go. She wasn't drunk. She was drugged with medication. Okay. Yep. And yes, it's perspective, not prospective. I had edited it and somehow it had... I don't even know what the hell it was. Anyway, yeah, I made a spelling error, and it was in the actual video itself, so I couldn't fix it. Yeah, exactly, Jay. Absolute introverted, very not confident. He gained some confidence when he started working out, and then the girlfriend he had made him feel like he was a little bit... And he... Basically, I don't even know what classification you put him in. He's sort of this weird thing because he just went... Wow, I liked my life better when I was single and had no kids' responsibility or married. I loved it. And then his thought was, wow, if I just kill all of them, I can have that life. I mean, with no planning or anything, it was really stupid. Yeah, her name was Kanika, though. It's not Kanisha. Hey, don't comment on a case like that if you don't even know how to say the name, all right? It's Kanika, not Kanisha and all that shit. All right, and she was intoxicated by alcohol and topiramate. No, her body wasn't found. But let me go back over that now. After I just did that, there was just a couple there. Right. So this, when the hell did this whole thing even start? Was this back in? Let me see if I got a date over off to the side here. Wasn't it like October, or it was the summer of like 2018, right? Okay, so it was in October. Let's see, when did she go missing? I thought it was October 2018. That was my original thought. Yeah, so I guess, was it like October 2nd then, or? Yeah, October 2018. Yeah, okay, there it is. That's what I was thinking, October 2nd. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay. So October 2nd, 2018, so about 15 months ago. Cheryl Coker. Okay, so prior to that, Cheryl Coker and William Coker, they're married, and they had an open relationship, I guess, and they started doing swinger party type crap. I mean, I don't know how anybody can do that. I could never do that. It's just not. It's not natural at all in a relationship. Okay, so if you do it, great, good for you. Anyways, it's unhealthy, is what it is. So you've got the October 2nd, 2018, they're having this open swinger relationship, but they promised each other that they wouldn't actually, fall in love with anybody else. But Bill Coker did. He sort of had this girlfriend, and then Cheryl eventually just said, I can't deal with this anymore. I want a divorce. And, just on this very day that she went missing, Bill Coker and his girlfriend had taken the same daughter that Cheryl took to school that morning to Florida. They all went on this trip together. It's like ridiculous, right? Then they come back, and then Cheryl Coker takes the kid to school and drives the child to school right over here. So, that's probably, I would say, a 20-minute round trip. Okay, so she takes the kid to school, and then she's back home at 7:35, sends a couple messages on social media, and then basically she just disappeared after that. However, at 10:51, I can't remember why I have that there. It's either somebody saw him there or something, but the car leaves the house with Cheryl Coker's car leaves the house, drives down this route that we showed earlier, then goes right into the parking area here, and then parks right in this one stall that I have the pin in right there at 10:52. Okay, then a person in all black with a hoodie walks out of the vehicle just like this, and we don't know exactly how, they could have cut through all these different streets, but eventually ends up right here. And then you see him on surveillance at 11:08 or 11:10 right here, which is very close to what prediction that I made, was that it would be around like 15-minute walk. So it was right around that time. So I even said if you get home at like 11:10, 11:15, then you go to the house, and then okay. So anyways, he's walking like this. He's seen by a witness up here, and he kind of covers his face. He walks this direction, goes down here, and then walks back here behind the fences. You see him on 3 different cameras. This person wearing all black, heading right towards the backyard of the Coker's house when a car from the Coker's house was dropped off here. So the same person is in this little range of space here. So it's going to be Bill Coker is the guy that was walking. Okay, there's almost no chance unless he hired a hitman or some shit like that. Okay, so that's reality. So he could have, theoretically, at that moment, had her car in a vehicle, then drove the vehicle all the way down, because there was a body found today, right here, and it's an hour and 43-minute drive. I got it right here. An hour and 43-minute drive, 111 miles one way. Okay? Because they did find a body here. The FBI's out there, everything. And they're going to quickly get DNA to see if they can identify who it is. So that means they have DNA somewhere on file that they're going to compare it to. It's not some random person. I think they kind of think they know who this person might be. But if you look at it, if he left that house at, let's say he left the house at 11:30, okay, 4 hours later is 3:30. So that would give him time to drive there and have 20 minutes to do something, and then drive back, and then you're right back in town when you can go pick up your kid at the school. So the timing works. You see? 111 miles is a lot of paranoia. I have no idea what that means. Yeah, that makes no sense. Just type a full sentence. I might get it at that point. You mean like while he's driving, he's paranoid that somebody would pull him over? I don't know. To me, a person that would do that, he's pretty confident. I mean, he's walking around. He's not nervous. He knows nobody's looking for him with a body. He would just have to drive the speed limit, make sure that she was out of sight, even if he got pulled over. And he wants to have her body as far away as possible. So it might, I'm saying it's likely not But it's interesting that the FBI and is there and they're talking about doing DNA tests soon, like right away, to identify who that is. Well, what do you have on file that you'd be able to tell right away? Yeah, I just said that. Cotton candy. Just said that. Yeah. Okay. That's when he saw Bill's truck in the drive. Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, I couldn't remember why I had that there. So isn't that even better? I mean, look how crazy that is. Hey everybody, well, I mean look how wild. How could it not be Bill Coker? Look. Let's just do that part right there. That's right. The neighbor saw Bill Coker's truck in the driveway at 10:51. And then at 10:52 her car is here, and then there's a guy that's in the backyard at literally, let's see, 19 minutes later, after somebody saw his car there, walking back here. So what are you saying? Bill wasn't there anymore? That Bill just happened to leave. He was in the house. Yeah. So Bill claims he was in the house at that time. Yeah. Right, because you know that they couldn't identify you walking because you kept covering your face, and then you went back there. It's 100% him. Yeah, what's a Plaves? No way, Sean Beecham. You're locked in a refrigerator? Well, I tell you to call the police right away. Don't waste time texting and on the show. Go ahead and call 911 immediately.
Gray, I am locked in a listening to you, rolling on the floor, laughing, thinking face.
How come it didn't read the part about fridge? I said I'm locked in a whilst listening to you. Huh. Yeah, everybody does that. Alexis, right? You put on wearing all black. I mean, he's almost like a clown, too. Like, you're wearing all black? I mean, I guess it's, you're wearing all black so it doesn't look like anything that you normally wear. But then you see Bill Coker, who forgot to take off the undergarments that were all black, and he goes to a shopping center. Let's do it, Bill. We can do it. Here we go.
Holy crap, Sean Beecham is locked in fridge.
Yeah.
Let's all make conspiracy videos about it instead of calling the authorities.
Yeah, I was just watching another channel earlier, and they were trying to do this technical angle on the DLL files. You know, see, what it is it's just speaking to people who aren't, you know, like, listen, if I sat here, I know most of you guys aren't really, like, technologically, like, computer programming savvy, right? Like, if I started talking about different types of files and everything, I mean, I could sound like the greatest expert in the world. Even just by talking about the words, even if I didn't know what the hell they meant. Okay? So, you get a lot of that stuff going on in the Kenneka Jenkins case. Right? Like, oh yeah, well listen, you can do this, you can do that. Oh yeah. As long as you know programming. Yes. Here's what I'll say, everybody. Here's what I'll say. In the Kenneka Jenkins case. All right, I'll say it one last time. You know, it is possible to remove a motion event that could have happened just before Kenneka got back there, and then after Kenneka was in there, somebody could have left, and somebody could have removed those motion events, and then when the exe file was created, you wouldn't see those motions. It would just look like it was just Kenneka, okay? That's possible if the hotel had a specific type. They had the hard drive where the motions were stored, not the, I can't remember, it's called a, there's a different type of storing system where it's like a DVR, then you can't do that because you can't really access it like that. Okay? You can't edit the footage. I'll say it one last time. Everyone keeps saying, oh, that was edited. It was edited. It was edited. No, it wasn't edited. Okay? The videos themselves were not edited. And you can't because the footage on the surveillance is, you know, let me just show you guys like on a, I'll just go to like Adobe Premiere or something. It's hard to explain. Actually, you know what would work better would be, I could probably open an Excel file and make it look like a, the heck? Why do I have that? Like, what is that? Ground maintenance. Here we go. Okay. So you guys can see my screen, right? Excel here. Can you see that? So pretend that this is a timeline right here. I'll just fill this in. So pretend that's a timeline. And that represents like 12 o'clock and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And that's 18. Well, let's see. We'll make that, we'll make this 1800 and this 00, you know, this is just the beginning. And this is 1800 time. So this is 12 a.m. and then this is like 6 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. All right. So just look at it like that. And then let's say that there was, you guys want to, I mean, this is actually how it works. So whenever somebody's talking about motion capture, you'll always have the answer if you guys pay attention to what I'm doing right now. Okay? So let's say that there was some motion right in this time. Okay, well, there you go. There's a motion. And then there was no more motion, and then there was another motion here. And then maybe one there. And one right there. And it's just in a place where there wasn't a lot of motion. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I'll send you in some tea. Is that good, Sean Beecham? Yeah. Well, hey, listen. Hey, Saul, don't watch then, okay? Because I'm going to explain it to you. Even if you don't want to see it, okay, Saul? Go take a nap. Go work on your brain somewhere.
Gray, I am still in the fridge, but it is okay. I have hot water bottle and a kebab thinking face bear crown.
All right, you guys got this? Here's the timeline here. And then these were motions right here. 4 motions. Okay, well, these are actually like AVI, like MP4 clips that are stored on a hard drive, right? They're actually MP4 clips. So you have a clip at, 1, you got a clip over here at 6, you got one there, you got one there. And they're just stored. They might even be just 3 seconds long or something like that. And, well, they can't be 3 seconds because there's a buffer. So a minimum of like 17 seconds long. Well, I don't know. People that want to learn shit, Saul. Just get rid of Saul off the channel. He's just a troll. Like, you know. Yeah, hold on. I'll do it. There you go. See you later, Saul.
Okay, I called
Better
the
call
authorities
Saul.
to notify them that Sean is in a fridge, but he said HES okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, make sure she's safe. Yeah, you guys can all leave if you want. I'm just literally showing you, if you want to be educated on what the hell you're looking at when you're talking about surveillance footage, no matter what case it is, then you can listen to this. If you don't want to listen to it and just still be, not know what you're talking about the next time, then don't listen. All right? So anyways, you've got these motions right here. And then they're just MP4 files. So literally, if you removed one like that, see that? It's gone. Boom, it's gone. And now I created the, what you do is you create an exe file for that camera for a time frame of all the motions. Well, now you would only have this motion, and that one, and you wouldn't even know that that one was there. Okay, that's if you could delete it off of the hard drive. Okay, now the reason that you can't edit one of the videos themselves, like people go, hey, I edit, they're just so dumb when you listen, because they don't listen to you when you try to explain it to them. When you have an exe file and you screen grab and make a video, like you record a video and then you edit it and put Ronald McDonald and 3 rodeo clowns in the video, and then you save it back out right where it was, it doesn't work. And you know why it doesn't work? Because each one of the clip MP4 files has proprietary metadata on it that allows it to communicate with the software and place it onto the timeline. So if you went in and edited the video and then you save it back and put it right back, you name it the same thing and everything, it doesn't work. It does not work at all. Yeah, it's not really a new timestamp. What it is if you, let's say you took this video right here, and see, this is actually on a, let's just pretend that that's the video and I move it over here for a little bit, and then I edited it and I add some shit to it and then I put it back to where it was, name it the same thing and everything. It doesn't even know it exists at all. It has no clue. The software cannot read it. It doesn't know what it is because you've now edited it and then saved it back out with the same name and everything, but it's missing the proprietary metadata, which is just information stored with the video that allows the software to realize where it goes on the timeline and everything else about it. The time, because, I mean, it's just, it's hard to explain to everybody, but hopefully that made some sense. All right, cool, awesome. But it doesn't, it's amazing in those groups. You could tell them 1,000 times over, and it just doesn't matter. The same crap gets spewed out of the mouths every day, over and over and over. Yeah, no idea what you're talking about there, bonk bonk. You're just doing your crap again. Yeah, don't call Saul, you know. Oh boy. Yeah, so what I try to tell people this in that case is, I'll go into the group and I'll say, listen, the only option that you guys have is this. The hotel isn't going to try to cover up anything for a gang member or anything like that if they had something to do with their death, right? They didn't, but let's just say they wouldn't do that, right? So the only option that you have, because it comes down to Kanika's live and well and just really disoriented, but nothing's happening to her, and you see her go back to the cooler and freezer. So then you're stuck with, the only option is that a couple motions were removed from that camera. And then why would the hotel do something like that? Well, if it's a hotel worker that did something. Okay, and then you'd have to say, well, who did that? And give me some proof that there was anybody else walking around at that exact time. Just something. And you can't do it, right? Can't do it. And there you go. Yes, I'm so mean. Yep. Good night, human animal. Are you going to sleep, Joan Milano? Oh, you're heading to bed. Okay, so I guess we'll have to wait and see if that body has anything to do with Cheryl Coker. Sassmare sent it in, and then Jules sent another link too, so we were able to discuss it. I wonder if there's any news that's made it out there. Let's see. Is that Jackson, Ohio? Is that what that was? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, I think it was like the road had the name. How come you keep calling him Will like you're friends with him? No, Jackson Corner? Okay. Okay, so it's close to that area. Okay. I mean, they should be able to say if it's a male or female right away, right? Now, let me go over this last article again. Okay, I'll read this one last time. So it was Jackson County. Let me just see. Body found in... Huh. What's this one? Oh, that's in Oregon. Well, hell, I'm gonna have to check this one out. Okay, it says Jackson County. Investigators with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, along with investigators of Gallia County Sheriff Matt Champlin's office, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and Jackson County Coroner Dr. Alice Frazier are currently at a site. So all this, I mean, huge presence there, right? On CH&D Road near Jackson, investigating the discovery of human remains, said a release from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office received a call at 11:24 a.m. Saturday morning from a father stating that his children discovered what they believe were human bones. The remains will be sent to Montgomery County Coroner's Office in Dayton and then to the Ohio Bureau of Investigation for DNA analysis to discover the identity, collection, and additional evidence and cause of death. All right, Sean Beacham. At this time, investigators remain on the scene collecting any evidence that may assist the determination of how the remains came to be at the location and what may have contributed to the death of the individual. Oh, this is the main sentence up here, though. Is a Twix frozen?
Eating my Twix and Bounty.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
Husky
I didn't know it
loves
was that
you.
bad.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, winking face with tongue, face with tears of joy, smiling face with heart eyes.
She said, my cause of death is listening to Gray. Thanks a lot. Right, everybody, yeah, they can easily tell the sex. They just need to tell us. Up here it says, the remains will be sent to Montgomery County Coroner's Office in Dayton and then to Ohio Bureau of Investigation for DNA analysis to discover the identity. So doesn't that sound like, almost like they already have somebody in mind, a profile, that they're just immediately going to be able to discover the identity? I mean, if it was just some random bones, I mean, Would they that quickly be doing that? I don't know. So it just could be the way they worded the paragraph. So there you go. All right. Well, I hope that was a good recap there. We don't know. I mean, most likely it's probably not going to be Cheryl Coker. Okay. It is in the same state. It's on a highway that goes directly there from, I mean, hell, let's see. Look at this. I mean, he lives right here, right? Gets in his car, drives, gets right on the freeway, and he's already on the 35. Like 2 seconds later, he's driving, and he's out of there, right? He's, you know, does that little pinwheel thing, and he's out of there. Boom. So, it's, you know, I can definitely see it happening. I wouldn't be shocked at all. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. Well, maybe Montgomery County is the biggest county near there. Well, you guys should have had Kit Kats in there. Yeah, do not discuss Chris Watts. Don't even type it. I mean, every once in a while his name gets brought up, but it's never in a
Hey Sean,
like,
forget your
inquisitive way.
Twix. Let's have a Snickers.
I think Snickers are probably like just all around the best candy bar. You know, like if you could just say, I mean, I almost feel like if you took 5 of those on a trip with you, it's healthy. I mean, it's like when you eat a Reese's peanut butter cup, I don't think you ever think there's a possibility I might get some nutrition out of this. Hey, thanks, Debbie. I'll tell you what's really good are the salted Snickers they have. My God, they're awesome. They put a little salt on there. If you can find them, try it. Calculated difference Canadian to us. Well, cool. I don't know what the difference is, but... Oh, looks like I got a new patron. Someone named Lori. Thank you. On Patreon. I got to make sure that that's all working. I think if you're just on Patreon, you kind of get the whole deal. You know, most people have been on there for a long time. Yeah. Like, I really like Mounds. Those are good. Or Almond Joy. Those are great. I used to like, what are those ones that are kind of like, well, I can't remember. Fifth Avenue Bar. Those are pretty good. But seriously, like when you buy a Snickers, you feel like you're okay nutritionally, right? Is it the peanuts that make you think that way? Paydays are pretty good, but they're not my go-to. It's sort of like when I go to 31 Flavors, right? My go-to ice cream is mint chocolate chip. And then sometimes I'll add, I haven't done this in a long time, but when I would go there, and then the other scoop that I would get would be the peanut butter and chocolate ice cream, like on the mint chocolate chip. Sound good? Yeah. Do you have summer rolls and honey log? No, we don't have any of that stuff. It's weird how there's different candies in other Western countries. Like you go to Australia, man, you can't find a damn thing. They don't even know what a peanut butter and jam sandwich is over there. When I was there, we had a guy come over and I go, "Hey, you should try this sandwich." And he was like, "Peanut butter and jam sandwich?" You know, he was like totally confused at what the hell I was talking about. Like, who the hell would ever put... And then he's trying to get me to eat Vegemite, and I'm saying, well, who the hell would ever eat this stuff? It's like dry cow blood smeared on a piece of bread. Are you joking? Peanut butter and jam on toast. Delicious, but... Why, are you allergic to peanuts? You know what's really good is peanut butter on toast with cinnamon and sugar combined, and then you sprinkle it on top of the peanut butter. But the toast has to be a little bit burnt on that one. No, I think Vegemite's actually made up of some kind of like soy and things like that. It's just not good. I don't know. It's so weird. I mean, I guess it's great. They all love it over there. But... Hey, thanks, Kevin Brown. Ding, 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 ding.
Billy Boyer, could you bring me wine and a few pillows? Winking face with tongue bare.
Hey, I think Billy Boy Blue's got a taker, man. He's got a taker. Billy Boy Blue.
Great shows tonight, thanks, Gray.
Yeah, today was a long day of shows. I did like a 3-hour live, just putting a video together. Wasn't saying much. And then a 2-hour show, and then this one's been, hell, about 2 something again also. How many hours is that? That's like 7. Man, I'm ridiculous. Forget it. Mayo and banana. Man, that just sounds... It almost makes me want to yak just hearing that. I'll be the... There goes Billy Boy Blue. Just tell me the type of wine and I'll be the pillow. Oh boy. Absolutely, Sean. Just tell me what type of wine and I'll be the pillow.
Absolutely, Sean. Just tell me what type of wine and I'll be the pillow. Grinning face with big eyes.
You know what's weird is if I meet any of you guys at Crimecon and you don't sound exactly like that, I'll be shocked. Because that's all I ever hear is that same voice every time you guys send a message or a donation. Like if you literally show up and you don't sound like that, I'll be, wait a minute. I thought you sounded, okay. I'm waiting for Sean's reply. I think Sean's flummoxed. Yeah. I don't think there's anything better than just really good strawberry jam on peanut butter and like, you know, you don't want wheat bread or anything. You just want it on, and you don't want it on Wonder Bread, but whatever that in between bread is, you know. I thought she was still in the freezer though, or whatever she was in, the refrigerator. Fresh strawberry, yeah, that's good stuff. Sara Lee butter bread. Oh, you got her out of the fridge. All right. You talked her out, huh? Nice. Correct. Correct. Oh, man. I love PJ and honey. Yeah, that's good stuff. Peanut butter and honey. I actually make blackberry jam. I haven't made it for a couple of years, but me and Chris would go, my wife would go pick a ton of blackberries. Just like well, she would pick blackberries and I'd fish. Okay. But she liked to do that, so. And then I make it. I use the low pectin, low sugar pectin, I mean. And so you only have to put 3.5 cups of sugar instead of 7, which is insane. It makes less jam, however, but, you know. But it tastes so good. I mean, perfect blackberry jam. I even, you know, do the little sealing, you know, get it filled up right near the top, put the lid on, and then later go, you know, then you know it's sealed for a while. I should do that one year. Again, you know. We Are Freaks Jam. Put a picture of Chloe and Blue on the front with jam stuck in their fur. Would that be good? Picked strawberries from age 6 to 22. Wow, that's usually you only do that for a while. Oh yeah. Juju Positive's initials are Jam. I saw Juju Positive on Perplex channel, and then she said, "Gray was live? What the hell?" Yeah. Yeah, you missed the, I don't know what, it would be cool if the memberships had different colors for the levels, right? Because I don't know what levels any of you guys are, just looking at it. That I've not tried? I don't know, I usually try everything. I mean, there's tons of types of food out there, so obviously I haven't, but I mean, I eat all kinds of sushi. I've even tried the sea urchin, which absolutely is terrible. It tastes like seawater smells. That's what it tastes like. I've even had quail eggs on top of fish eggs. That one, I ate it, but I'll never do that one again either. Yep, had all that. Octopus, squid. Yeah, sea urchin sucks. You know, and then I've eaten a whole bunch of different types of... Did you see your what? What did you eat? I didn't see what you ate. Like for me, I've never had a... Oh, you've never had a fast food hamburger? Yeah. You're crazy. Go get a Big Mac tomorrow, man. Just eat a Big Mac tomorrow, J Case. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that you would go, wow, you've never had that?
As long as pillows are made from duck feathers, Billy Boy.
Thank you. As long as pillows are made from duck feathers, Billy Boy. Woohoo. How about Impossible Burger? Oh, my camera, I gotta move it back because half my... See, here's how this works. See, I got a green screen behind me, but watch. Oh, there goes my hand. It's disappearing into nothingness. See that? Weird, huh? I'm expecting some creature to come down that hall back there. Oh, God. Who did this one? See, it says anonymous on there. I never can see who does these. It'd probably be better if I didn't have my visor on, but I don't know. I can't get it off with my headsets on. Wow, I must be on fire. Is that what it's saying? I'm on fire. I'm in a tanning booth, right? And those are the eye protectors. Sunbathing. Now I want onion rings. Yes, Jay, tomorrow go get a Big Mac. Don't even hesitate. Yeah, and then go to Burger King and get their onion rings. Okay, Billy Boy Blue came back with pillows made from duck. Shoot. I'll be nothing but Pegasus's feather for a girl like. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta. There we go. I figured out how to fix that shit.
Pillows are made from duck. Shoot, it'll be nothing but Pegasus feathers for a girl like you, grinning face with big eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just going back and forth. Shoot, I'll be nothing but Pegasus. So you're the pillow, Billy Boy Blue. He's saying he's softer than duck feathers. Blue? I think he actually, that's a name where when we got him, that was his name. And since he was like 2 years old, we just kept it that. I don't even know what Chloe was. Chloe had a weird name. I don't even remember it. Chloe took over. You know, I missed the actual nursery rhymes, Billy Boy Blue. Good night, Gene Fish. When I was little, I saw a man drop food at a restaurant and still oh yeah, wow. He only eaten out 20 times. So he dropped food and then he ate it. Anyways. Okay, but just go get a Big Mac at McDonald's. Just one, okay? Yeah, those are good too. The Frosties at Wendy's, the chocolate one with the spoon. You just... I mean, I'm not saying any of that stuff's good for you, but it doesn't hurt, right? Oh, he still put it... Oh, wow, that's crazy. Huh. Well, just make sure you're watching him cook it the whole time. You know, the ones that don't taste very good are the ones that... Here we go. Or the ones where the burger is falling off and they kick it with their foot so it doesn't hit the ground and then they catch it in the bun. Well, look at that. I got a cherry on the top. So if I move back, does it make it smaller? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I am now an ice cream cone. The little dog laughed to see such... Alright, let me hear this one. Hey, diddle diddle. The cat and the fiddle. Oh, it doesn't have the space after fiddle, though. Watch. It's going to say some... Fiddle the cow. Fiddle the cow.
Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon, the little dog laughed to see such sport and the dish ran away with the spoon.
Wait, that's just a real one. What about Andrew Dice Clay? My God. Just the ones that don't start with hickory dickory. Hickory dickory dock. Yeah. That one's not, doesn't make it. Let people throw peanut shells on the floor. Yeah, they do that here, where you can eat peanuts while you're waiting and you just throw it on the ground. It gets all over the place. Yeah, see, Billy Boy Blue's trying to get the... He's trying to get the dates. He's being really soft and mellow. Come on! Yeah. Anyways. Shit. I think I'm going to go to bed now. Is that okay? 7 hours and some odd minutes of live YouTube content today. Jack and Jill went up the hill each with $1.25. Jill came down with $2.50. That was long. That was long. Long day. I'm going to try to work out the, because I know for the upper tiers on YouTube, we're definitely going to, I'm going to go over some crime scene photos in the DJ case, see if we can figure something out at some point. So it'll be mainly just for the Megazoids. I think there's like 37 Megazoids anyway, so that should be a pretty good number. I think you lulled her to sleep, Billy Boy Blue. The visions of just falling asleep on the Pegasus wings. She actually fell asleep. Good night, Sean Beecham. I hope you didn't fall asleep in the refrigerator, though. Hey, thanks, Bianca. Hey, let's see where we're at with subscribers now. Oh, is that her right there? The fridge got too much, so I went down the hill with the... What time is it over there? Well, it's in the morning, right? Yeah, 39,616 on our way up to the big old 40K at some point.
The fridge got too much, so I went down the hill with my husky. X.
What the hell is this? Alright. That's it, everybody. Thank you all for showing up tonight, and that was, pretty fun for part of the time, but, we did cover some serious shit, too, so... in a way, I hope that is Cheryl Coker, so they can get moving on. I know. It's 12:24 here, but for you guys out there, well, some people it's like 8 in the morning, too. 8:24 over in the UK. Hey, thanks, Eleni. Am I saying that right? Eleni or Eleni? He's never seen your name spelled so beautifully, he said. About 7:20. Well, where do you live then, Vaughn? That's kind of an odd... Oh, PM. You must be like in Australia or something. Oh.
At Sean Beecham, I've never seen your name spelled so beautifully.
Thanks, Angie Hart. I don't even know what SEK is. What is that? Yeah, thanks, Angie. Ugh.
35.
He's on my head. And no, that wasn't a burp. I can't. That was just me. Ugh, like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do. I'm gonna do a flyby now. Where are we doing it this time? Make sure you pick a place that's rocky and you think would have good coverage on Google Earth. Oh, it's Swedish? Oh, cool. Man, I got people watching in Sweden. Yeah. That's awesome. Let's try the Whistler one. See, when there's trees and stuff, it's hard to get in there. No, that's pretty sweet. Look at that. Let's see what that looks like. Let me try that one. Namche Bazaar. Whistler, Canada. Seems like we've done that one. Oh, wow, that's kind of weird. You guys want to do this one? Look at this crazy one. What the hell is that? What the hell is this? Wow, look at this place. I don't even know where that is. Namche Bazaar. Wow. That's some crazy... It's like in Asia somewhere. Or just... Huh. Nepal, I guess. Here. See, those are actually clouds that were mapped onto the building. I mean, the mountains building. Jeez. Yeah, Sedona's cool too. Maybe I'll do 2 laps. I'll do one here, go to Sedona. Okay, but before I do that, here we go. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. We got Tammy Sutherland. I think she upgraded or something. I don't know exactly what she did there on the membership. But then we got Kevin Brown, super chat. Sean Beecham, Billy Boy Blue, Sean Beecham, Nicole Kyle, Dottie O, Caspian Horses Rock, Billy Boy Blue. Sean Beecham, my hamster loves you, she said. Sean Beecham again. Gray, I'm locked in a fridge. What else? Billy Boy Blue. I mean, they were just having this long conversation. Then Sean Beecham again. She said she's still in the fridge. Billy Boy Blue, Sean Beecham, Billy Boy Blue, Deb E, Kevin Brown again. Thank you very much. Sean Beecham and Billy Boy Blue again, and Sean Beecham, Billy Boy Blue, Sean Beecham, Eleni, And then Billy Boy Blue and Angie Hart. So, wow, thanks, guys. And just a second. I know I had the, I'm going to see who the, oh, that was Sarah Beth Colagras sneaking in the masks on my face. Ah, she thought she was going to sneak those in. And then we got a new patron on Patreon, Lori. Okay. All right. Let me get off the, I got the middle. Let me get rid of that stream boss. There we go. I got my wife watching Lost in Space, the new series on Netflix, and now she's like, she has to watch them all. It's pretty good, actually. Looks really ancient. I mean, Lord of the Rings kind of stuff there. Totally opposite. Nah. Like totally. It's a little bit like Bryce Canyon over here, isn't it? Good night, Deb E. Or as you might say, Debbie. Thanks, Dottie-O. Caspian Horses Rock. And that is the nebulae. Come on. Which nebulae is it? There's got to be one out there. Let's see. We've got Goobletry. Or Goobletree. Or Try. Goobletry. That's one. That's it? Oh, there's one. Boobtube Sloobgloob. I think that's it. I think that is the one. Boobtube Sloobgloob. All right, I like that name. Boobtube Sloobgloob. You should change your profile name to Boobtube Sloobgloob. Yeah, you gotta memorize that one. Not Iglooglug Laglag. Let's see, Babula Shmabula. Yes, you guys are getting the hang of it now. There we go. There we go. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up tonight and contributing and just, hanging out. I had a good time. It was actually funny. For some of it. Oh my God, Gray, how dare you? Oh, look at that. There's Chloe looking at me like, why are you making that sound? Why are you making that sound? Yes. Anyways, thank you all for showing up. Hey, look at that. Music Soul King is now a channel member. Access to all of the fine emojis that come with it. If you click on the emoji, you'll now see a whole host of them, subject to change at any given time. Alright, so thank you guys very much, and I'm sure I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh boy, there we go. There's the, I thought for a second there was another hat put on my face, but anyways, thank you guys very much, And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.